I guess I gotta read the data file. Oh. Another one of these London files. The greatest characteristic of the Victorian era is its duality. With the ongoing Industrial Revolution, both prosperity and poverty emerged. In religion, there are refutations and attacks on faith, but the Great Awakening occurred at the same time. In politics, personal freedom was discussed, and yet the power of the government increased. And people committed all kinds of immoral acts behind their mask of property and respectability. Servants. Middle-class households typically employ one or more servants to help with the cooking and housework, while upper-class households employ multiple servants. Servants received room and board and were expected to work hard in return for very little pay. Servants were organized in a hierarchy with a butler, housekeeper, and head cook holding the highest positions. Okay, the British police. Crime was rife in London, and in response, the Metropolitan Police Act in 1829 was passed in order to establish the Metropolitan Police. Initially, the police were not trusted by many people were afraid that they would invade their freedom. As the number of police officers increased, it became easier to investigate crimes and maintain order, which also improved with the introduction of the Natural Crime Recording Standard of 1869. As more crimes were investigated and order was maintained, the police gained the trust of the populace. The pub. Yes, I already saw that. 7. Okay. Gentlemen's clubs started during the 18th century, and they were meeting places for people who supported a political party or the arts. Starting from the 19th century, clubs were institutionalized, and they became a socializing place for middle-class men. Charles was a writer of the Victorian era. His novels portray the society of the time with underlying themes of social criticism and compassion for the poor. His major works include Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, and Great Expectations. Cavendish Square. Cavendish Square is an actual square in London's West End. It has been the home of many nobles and famous intellectuals over the years, and the headquarters of the Royal College of Nursing is now found there. London was built on the banks of Thames River. The Thames was one of London's main sources of water, but its use as a sewer in the early to mid 19th century led to outbreaks of diseases such as cholera. Okay, I guess I'm done with all the London files. Alright, so another ordinary day, I talked to him. Supposed to talk to this guard, but did I talk to this worker yet? Yes. Excuse me, have you seen or do you know a man named Mr. Hyde? Mr. Hyde? I've never heard of the name before. I work late each night, so I usually don't get to see anyone. Today's my day off, so I'm on my way to the pub. Please let me know if you see that man at the pub. Oh, of course. What does he look like? I'm not sure, but I heard he's unpleasant and horrifying looking. Horrifying? Is he sick? My colleagues and I get sick all the time, yet we have neither the time nor the money to go to the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry. Find that man, Mr. Hyde. Oh, it's this old man again. He's creepy. Can I keep on going? Why can I keep on going? Oh, I can't. Alright, let's talk to this man. Excuse me? Shh! Would you like a restorative drought? No, I'm good, thank you. I'm looking for a man named Mr. Hyde. It's a mysterious elixir that was made from the bones of 5,000-year-old Egyptian mummy. Ancient Egyptian magic will. But if you don't know, then I must get going. He's weird. I'm gonna go to my data file. And then files. Okay. The tombs of the pharaohs have long been targeted by tomb robbers, but after Egypt became a British protectorate, academics and archaeologists began excavating the tombs and bringing the mummies back to Europe. The stories of mummies have combined Orientalism with science, and ghost stories were very popular in the Victorian era. In Britain, they have even had demonstrations of unwrapping the bandages from mummies. Okay. Alright. Dual D, Harry Spakabat, Servants, the British Police, Workers' Reality. Okay, most workers of the Victorian era worked long hours and lived in poverty. A combination of unsafe working practices, poor diet, and disease meant that their average life expectancy was very low. A combination of long hours, poor working conditions, and low pay led to a rise in labor, unrest, and trade unionism as workers and their representatives advocated for better working conditions and better pay. What is this? Oh, okay, they're just telling me. I need to know that. So now I'm gonna have to go back to my London files. Duality, Reality, the pub, club. I already talked about these. Okay, I'm done with all these. Okay, now time to talk with this guard. Wait a minute. You need a password set by the owner to get in. A password? I don't know the details, but the owner said so. I'm getting paid to stop people from entering without the password, so go somewhere else if you don't know it. Well, I don't know the password, but my friend does. Your friend? Who? My friend that owns the linen shop in the alley. Hey, be quiet over there. You forgot the password and now you've been loitering out here for hours. Linen shop? I think it was in the alley Mr. Enderfield and I often walked by. The blind alley? You're supposed to talk to this guy? Come on, check all around, see if there's No. I don't actually. You know what? And I talked to this old man. So wait, maybe you can make a minor shop. I don't think it's in Cavendish Square. Alright, so they're talking. They want me to go to the blind alley. Alright. So figured out okay, let's talk to you. Did something happen again? Okay, I'm gonna talk to her. Excuse me, have you seen a man named Mr. Hyde? Mr. Hyde? I don't think I've seen him. Has he caused some trouble? There was a news article about him causing a disturbance. A disturbance? Oh, there's a place where such people gather. Where is it? It's in Soho. Outsiders, poor people, and thugs gather there. It's a little theater and several pubs in the center of Soho, but there's residences surrounding it too. The center isn't safe, so go around the outskirts first. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I didn't know that. There you go.
Okay, newsboys. They are the latest. Yes, the Draper. Oh yeah, I was talking to you. I was gonna talk to you that last time, but then I have to get a better player. Let it go. There are disturbances everywhere in London. Let's talk to this pedestrian. Excuse me, have you seen a man named Mr. Hyde around here? Mr. Hyde? That name sounds so familiar. Really? Do you know him? You mean Hyde Park? Where the Crystal Palace is? He doesn't know anything. I haven't contacted my cousin in a long time. Have you seen a man named Mr. Hyde around here? I heard that Mr. Hyde was seen here and caused a disturbance at a pub. A disturbance? Is he Irish? Irish? Don't you think you rush to people to judge people? Don't you think you rush to judge people too easily? Irish people are lazy and use up our resources. You had better be careful. Don't trust them. You're overreacting. Don't generalize things like that. Okay. I'm gonna talk to the Draper because I heard that there was somebody. There's something else. Can I go in his doors? Because I know it's back. Wait, mansion. Yeah, somebody's gonna murder me in there, so I'd rather not go in there. Okay, let's talk to this Draper. Take a look at these fabrics. They are the latest style on a modern. What did that say? You guys pause and you guys can read that. Oh, okay. Modern weaving machines too. Okay, yeah. These fabrics just came in this morning. Take a look. Excuse me, do you? Oh, are you looking for something? No, it's not that. You know the pub on Cavendish Square? I was told that I need to get the password to get in. Do you happen to know the password? Oh, is that so? All the regulars know the password for that pub. A friend of yours asked me to ask you, blah, blah, blah. I won't speak ill of a gentleman who drinks during daylight. The password is to love brandy is to know it. While you're here, can you take a look at my wares? I'll be sure to look at them when I return. Thank you. Get on my site. Okay, London. Okay, brandy. Brandy was a popular spirit in Victorian Britain, often consumed after meals. It is produced by distilling wine. Brandy has 35 to 60% ABV. The most famous types of brandy are Cognac and Armagnac, which are produced in France. Okay. So they're telling me to go back to Soho. So I'm going back to Soho. Alright, I'm going back to Soho. Alright, I'm back at Soho. Wait, what was it? Oh, it's Cavendish Square. Why? And let's just go to Cavendish Square. Not talk about that. Alright, so, let's go and enter this password. So I don't need to talk to the guard. I'm ready to talk to the guard. Here. Oh, you're the one who forgot the password and couldn't get in earlier. No, I'm here because I know the password. Then what is it? To love brandy, I know it. To know, they're making me chills. I think it's to know brandy is to love it. To love brandy is, yeah, it's to know brandy, right? To know brandy is to love it. Is it right? You picked up some strange stuff. Think again, I'll give you one more chance. Oh, I guess I wasn't right. To love brandy is to know it. Is it right? Yeah, that's the password. You can go in. Phew, thank you. I'm going in. I'm going in. Alright, I guess I'm in. Aspidith, my lovely green fairy. Excuse me, have you seen a man named Mr. Hyde? I heard he caught a disturbance at the pub. I'm sorry, but I just came from Enderburg this morning, so I haven't heard anything about him. Enderburg? You've come far then.
It was a long, dull trip, so I'm quite tired. Please let me know if you hear anything about Mr. Hyde. Thank you. Here's my card. Okay. Scotland. Okay, Scotland is one of the countries that make up the United Kingdom. It lies to the north of England. It is merged into the United Kingdom in the 18th century, and its scientists and engineers made great technological and academic advancements in the 19th century. Although Scotland rebelled twice against England in the 18th century and the 19th century, the relationship between the two countries was peaceful, if complicated. Alright. So, the Ripper, Quality, Servant, Pub, Ireland. I didn't read this one. Okay, part of the British Isles, Ireland was dominated and then ruled by England for centuries until 1801, when the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland was established. Despite the union, many Irish continued to agitate for home rule and an independence throughout the Victorian era and beyond. The Irish Free State was established in 1921 following the Great War, while Northern Ireland remained part of the United Kingdom. The Irish Free State continued to loosen its ties with the United Kingdom until it gained true independence as the Republic of Ireland in 1949. The Irish potato famine in 1845 to 1859 led to deaths of million Irishmen and immigration of another million, mostly to the USA. It also fueled anti-English sentiment, as did the fact that English people despised and discriminated against the Irish people. Okay. Alright, I'm done. Alright, so I'm supposed to call me if you need anything. Okay. Have you seen a man named Mr. Hyde? No, I've never heard that name before, sir. Why are you looking for him? What on earth did he do? He trampled over a young girl and caused a disturbance on the streets. And at the pub as well, it seems. Did you say he trampled over a young girl? I have a young child too. That is... What an inhuman monster! Such a man has to be hanged. What a pity that the death penalty was abolished. Please calm yourself anyway, thank you. I hope that man, Mr. Hyde, gets to be caught soon. He's very angry. Okay. Death penalty. The death penalty was the common sentence for many types of crime, including murder. Before 1868, those sentenced to death were hanged in public. After 1868, executions were only carried out in prisons. Okay, Servants, Crystal Palace. I didn't see this Crystal Palace one. The Crystal Palace was built in Hyde Park in order for London to hold the Great Expedition of 1859. The Crystal Palace was a wonder of silver engineering, being constructed from wood, cast iron, and thousands of sheets of plate glass. It was destroyed by fire in 1936. Okay, pub, Ireland. Yeah, okay. Whoa! Oh my god, my screen. I'm trying to walk over here. Can I investigate this? No, I'm not supposed to talk. Let's have some gin and get drunk. Alright, can I talk to this customer? Reveal yourself, evil spirit. I think I can talk to her. Have you seen a horrifying... Shh! You are surrounded by so many evil spirits. Excuse me? The evil spirits are trying to possess you. You must scatter the ashes of the lamb horns around your house. Oh, I can see death. I'm sorry, but I'm looking for someone. Have you seen an unpleasant man named Mr. Hyde? No, I haven't.
There's nothing more unpleasant than the dead who has come back to the world of living. Goodbye. Nonsense. As I can talk to this guy. He has nothing better to do. Okay. And wait, can I talk to the barmaid? Okay. Okay, so Mr. Anderson does not trust uncertain things unless he has no choice other than to place his hopes in them. Mr. Anderson considers fantastical matters vulgar, and prefers to live his life according to traditional and familiar values. Okay, superstition 1. The Victorians were greatly affected by both science and superstition. Advancements in science were so rapid during this period that people were unable to separate science from superstition. When it came to superstitions, spiritualism and mediums were very popular. Okay, Silver Crystal Palace, pub, island. Yes. Okay, there. I'm gonna talk to this guy. I'm gonna end off the video. All right. Welcome. I've never seen you around here before. But I did give you the correct password, so you don't need to worry. I have a question. How about a glass of absinthe since you are here? No, I'm afraid now is not a good time. Could you tell me what happened last night? Oh, you mean the bloke who destroyed the barrels and caused the disturbance? Yeah, yes, about that. The man's name must be Mr. Hyde. Could you tell me where you went and what else he did? So that scoundrel's name was Hyde. I don't even like his name. Thinking about him makes me shudder. I would appreciate it if you could tell me more about the incident. I don't want to speak about him anymore. Go ask the barmaid over there. She saw what happened. I feel like I'll have bad luck if I say another word about that scoundrel. That's why I hired a private guard. You didn't do something bad to a lady, did you? Excuse me, I would like to know about the man who caused the mayhem here last night. Oh, you mean that horrible man? I don't even want to meet or even think about a person like that again. Can you please tell me more about him? I know that you don't want to, but please, even a little information will help. He was unpleasant, rude, and most detestable. And that hideous laugh! He threatened people. It's impossible to describe it properly. Could you please tell me more? He told me to follow him to some street. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about him right now. Oh, I see. I understand. We must report it to the police as soon as possible. Have a nice day. I think there's a police constable somewhere in Cavendish Square. I'll have to go and tell him. Alright, guys. That will be the end of the video. If you guys would like to see more, leave a like and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.